Okay, we're back. We got 3 trays, and these are garlic pucks. This is just that minced garlic. Some of these I did really extra fine. You can see that they're really extra fine. And some of these I made into big chunks of garlic for depending on different recipes. And I'll label my baggie with what each one is, just so I know. And I'm gonna put them all in a quart size because it's just the 2 of us. That way we just take out one little baggie for whatever we need for the recipe. So we'll bring it back when that part's done. Okay, we are totally done. Got 1 big gallon bag. This is it's garlic big pucks called big chunks or extra fine. I labeled, I only had 2 baggies of the big chunks. So here's one that's extra fine. Everything else is extra fine. And I only have 1. Actually only made 2 of the big chunks. But there you go. Now you're all set. You just grab a baggie or as much as you want out of each little baggie and you're good to go. We thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.
I don't have a 5/16 stroke.
Okay, we are back. Did you know? I don't know why, but that still just tickles me. Okay, this is the last of this today's Did You Know stuff for today only. I already did garlic pucks, but this time I made, I think, 2 baggies, and that is in the first part of the video, okay? Of this video here, being the first of this one. Now I may do it at the very end. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I go to edit. We'll see. Okay, but so we did garlic pucks, minced, and extra fine minced. Then I did some. Whoops, what was that? Okay, and then I'm doing ginger, and I showed you. Did you know a little clip on that one on how to peel your fresh ginger, and then you can mince it, freeze it in little pucks. Freeze it, put it in a Ziploc baggie, put them in the freezer, that way they're ready to roll. Now I'm doing the onion, but I don't think I've ever shown you this. This is a slicer. It comes in a little container. It's got a little opening right there. And put the little latch. And here's all my onions that I just diced up. And then you just, that closes it. And then that's the opener. And then there's the little blade. Whoops. Sorry about that. I forgot how tilty this. There's the little blade. Okay. And what's nice about this particular one, this one I got from my mom many years ago. And that's what the little blade looks like. So that's the leftover stuff that's on there. But what I wanted to show you is, be very careful because these blades are sharp. There's a push button right there on the green center. It says push. Let me see if I can get the angle to you. Okay. And what you do is when you push, it releases the ingredients that are stuck in here. And then you just, I'm just using my knife. I'm being lazy. I just want to get a better knife. This is work. I'm using the back of the knife. But there's a little plastic solid piece back here that pushes everything out. Okay, I think you can see that. Can you see that? Let me get this up. Bear with me because this is a little heavy. Okay, you see that? Look at the little white is right in here. Anyway, I think you get the main gist of it. But this came with a shredder, which I hardly ever use that at all. 2 different, actually this has got 4 different types of blades. For some reason this one came with 2 the exact same size. I don't know why, if there was a a missed delivery or what. But this is, I love this because this is the protective cover for the blade. This is the dull part of the blade. And look, it shows you exactly how to load it. And so you load it with the little part right here up, okay? And then you close it in that way. So they came with this, and I've just been keeping them in the same bubble wrap that they came in. This thing is over 25 years old. I know it is. But I got on the Google. They still sell it. Not this exact same model, but they still sell this little container with this and then little blades. And then they also have this size blades, which I call those the French fries. Those are perfect to make French fries. And just for safety is why I keep them in the same little baggies. And this is one of the bags that came with it originally. And I use this for big batch slicing and dicing. I don't use it for the little batches. I just use my cutting board and knife. Okay. And what's really nice about this is it comes with a seal cover. So if you're doing a project and you're running out of time and you can't get to the completed project, I'm just leveling this out. Put your lid on here and it slaps shut. And look, see, I'm tumping this upside down. Look at that. So there is airtight. And I've many times I wasn't through with my potatoes and I'd run out of time. So I fill this with water. My potatoes are soaking in water. I stick it in the fridge, and then the next day I come to it and I finish it. And the potatoes don't turn brown. Okay, so I just made my lid dirty. I didn't want to, but now I gotta do dishes. I just had it with my other stuff. Okay, so let me get back to this. Let me get these onions off of here. That's what happens. The chores that I do for you people. You all my subscribers and my viewers. But hey, I enjoy this. And this is just FYI. Just Google it. I don't even know. I have nothing that tells me the name brand. You know, a lot of the stuff they put the name brand on it. But none of these things give you the name brand. And it's not on the bottom of it. It's not on any of the lids. And Mom went ahead and ordered herself two. She kept one that she gave to me. And there's no name. There's no name. There's no label. There's nothing. This is just a little icon that says it's got a glass and a fork. And then some kind of little design, but it doesn't say anything. But the this is just a little bit thin, not as tall as this one. Let me see if I can do this without picking it up. Yeah, see the difference in the height? You see that? Ooh, okay. So many times I used them both and stuck them both on top of the fridge. Let me get this out of the way because that's clean. Now here's my onions. My smelly onions. I love onions. So I'm good to go with that. Hubby, he says, oh, when are you going to get done with that stuff? That smells. But the reason I'm showing you another thing is this came with it. So it's another bowl, and these are all interchangeable. So I can use any bowl in the lid at any time. But this is a salad spinner. And it came with its own small little basket. And then the big basket. And then this, again, that's that same symbol, but there's nothing, I don't know if you can see that right there. But it does it, let me move it from the glare. It doesn't show no name. But, you put that on there. Now this, oh no, here it is. Genius, Genius. There it is right there. That's the name of that. Look that up on when you Google it. If you want to get your own type of system like this. The last time I looked this up was maybe like 1 or 2 years ago. They didn't have this whole system set up that you could buy at one time. You had to buy it separately. And it's kind of pricey now. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea how much Mom paid for it or where she even got it from. So you put your veggies inside the basket. Open this up. And then look at that. That's your spinner. You see that? And that spins all the liquids, water, which is mainly just water because you're rinsing your vegetables. You put your vegetables in there, and then you spin it. And that gets all the water off the veggies. And they come in the bowl, then you just dump the water of the bowl out. But what's nice about this one, number one, it closes flat, so it's easy storage. You can also do just a little, if you got a little batch, like little berries. There's a little nib in the center there that pokes out, and it fits in the little nib there in the bottom of this one. Right in here, it's a little nib indentation, and it sits right in there. I've never had a small bag, so I've never used a small one. But it's nice to know that you have it just in case. And then you can do it this way, or so if you're right or left-handed, it doesn't really matter. And it's just a salad spinner. See that? So anyway, this is part of, for those of you who, especially like me, who do a lot of big batches at one time. Okay. Put my little salad spinner on top there. Close it up. Then it snaps shut. So there you go. So this is my little take on, get yourself a big salad spinner like this. Definitely get yourself the attachments with the seal lids. So I'm pretty sure they're airproof, waterproof. Oh, there goes my timer. We got some enchiladas making. And I'm going to let the timer go for just a second. But there's the little rubber seal right there. You can I'm going to get it out of the glare. It's right inside there. But every so often you want to take that off. And then clean around it because it can get a little bit of mold mildew, like with any rubber seal. And then you put it back on. And this has been the same seal. I've never changed them out and stuff. But that's just a few little tips there. Now what I'm going to do with these onions. First I'm going to turn off my oven, take my enchiladas out. That's for dinner. And then we're going to get these onions. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get this out of the way, because those are not dirty. Those are clean. This is dirty. Then I'm going to bag these up, and I'm going to put them in on a cookie sheet. Now I'm going to flash freeze them, because when these are dry, not very moist, and you flash freeze, they don't clump up in a bunch of clumps, and you get a big old clump. So that way, when you flash freeze them for like 2 hours, flash freezing usually is 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours, but for me, I personally do it for 2 hours. So I just lay them flat on a cookie sheet. Actually, I put parchment paper because it's so much easier with the cleanup, and they don't stick so much either. And it kind of hurts my fingertips because they're frozen, and it hurts, they poke. So I just put them on parchment paper on a cookie sheet, stick that in the freezer, freeze it for 2 hours, then I take them out. And then I just take them off the parchment paper, and I put it in my Ziploc baggies. Now, because I'm doing this in bulk, because it's just the two of us, I use the snack size baggie. And I put them all in there, and then those little snack size baggies go into either a quart or a gallon freezer bag. And because I don't want the smell, because onions and garlic and ginger have a strong odor, and so I put them inside another baggie just to keep the smell down, odor. Now, I have ordered from the Temu those recycle bags, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know where they're at. I put them somewhere, and I forgot where I put them because they haven't been washed yet. So as soon as I get those, I'm going to get them all out. I've already got one designated area in my kitchen that I want to put all my recyclable, reusable freezer bags made for projects like this, so they're always together, and once they get washed and dried and put away, they're always in the same spot. So I'm going to put those in there, put them in my freezer, and I do label the baggie, the outside big baggie, whatever the product is. Like this one will be diced up onions. So this way, whenever I need some diced up onions, I don't have to sit there and have the odor and the smell of this. And because I used my chopper, this took me literally... Oh, in fact, this is what I was going to show you. That's what I was going to... I'm going to show you how to use this. I forgot. I'm sitting here. What are these 2 pieces of onion still left here? Okay. So I take it. You take a slice, and with this, depending on what the fruit is or the vegetable is, depends on how thick you can make it. But I've already from experience. You just put it in there, and you push down on it. And then that chops it. You can put a lot of food in there sometimes, but I don't have enough grip. Okay. And there you go. That's your piece. These are the little leftover pieces. I'm going to put it back in there. And then I'm going to get my my little blender. I have my little Ninja blender, and then I'm gonna get 2 of the snack bags full of minced onion, because hubby doesn't really care for onions at all. If he sees them, it's an instant mental thing with him. He doesn't like the meat meal that very well because he can see the onions. He doesn't mind eating them as long as he doesn't see them. So if I mince them really fine, he's good to go, and that's enough because I love onions. So I will sprinkle the bigger chunks like this size that's right here. Let me see if I can get some. See, that's a good size. Look at that. That is a good size of a diced onion. And I'll have those already ready. And because they're in the small snack size bags, all I got to do is take one of the little bags out of the big gallon freezer bag, take one out as soon as I get my meal prepped. So by the time the meal's already ready, which is usually 15 to 30 minutes later, sometimes an hour because it depends on the meal, my bag of onion will be thawed out. Then I can sprinkle my fresh diced up onions on top of my plate, and hubby doesn't have to eat them. Now, I am cooking because of flavor with a lot of onion, even though he don't care for it, but that's when I use the very, very, very fine minced onions, so he don't see them, but you can taste the flavor of the onions in the meal. So anyway, that is it for this one here. I will bring you back, and I'm going to do one quick video of all the items, let them all out so you can see it. And I'm thinking, I'm going to look at my time because I really want to stay under my 15-minute time frame, so I may split this up into 2 or 3 different videos depending on how long they all are, which I really don't know until I go to edit. So this may be 3, but I'll put a link of the one previous to that one, and I'll do a pop-up toward the end so you can go to that link and link it. I don't know how to do that little pop-up thing did you see in the top of the screen? So it'll be in the description box. One of these days I'll learn, and if one of you know how to do that, please let me know. Post it in your comments. Shoot me an email. Tell me the best way for me to do it. I figured on my program I'm using Animonica, ANIM, something like that, video editing. And I've written to them many times, and they're very, very nice, very, very helpful. But my brain, because I'm not computer savvy, it doesn't click. I'm missing a step somewhere. I don't know what I'm missing or what I'm not doing. So anyway, I'll eventually learn. I'm spending a lot of time learning how to do all this stuff, but it'll get there. So anyway, I'm going to bring you back. One more shot will be of all the projects put together. So you'll see what all we did today. And this is just another way to save yourself some time during your regular meals time, and save some time and headache, and already have something that's already ready. That, okay, so I spent maybe 3 hours today doing the ginger, doing the garlic, and now doing the onion. So I spent overall in peeling and slicing and dicing and mincing, I would say 3, maybe 4 hours today. That's going to save me for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Probably with these onions, this is probably going to be like a month for a mess, because we don't do a whole lot of onions because hubby just don't care for them. Now we do a lot of onion powder, which he don't like onion powder at all. And again, I think it's just a mental thing of he don't see it and stuff. So anyway, we'll bring it back at the next phase. Okay. Okay, we are back. This is the last batch. This is the diced onions, and here they are on the parchment paper. And basically, what I do is I just pick them up so they lift off the parchment paper fairly easy. Stick them inside my bags. For those, of course, who don't like the smell of onions in their hands, put some rubber gloves on, but for me, no big deal. We have a bottle of lemon hand wash, and that's more than enough that takes off this onion smell from my fingers, so I'm good to go with that. Okay, and then you just fill it for whatever size baggie that you need for your personal use. For me and hubby, one little snack size bag. Some of these I'm labeling like half a cup, 1 cup, because I'm going to plan on use those because I know I've got 3 recipes coming out that need a whole cup or half a cup, and that way I just take the bag out and I don't have to worry about measuring anything. So this is another way to, oh, I forgot, this is a half a cup. And of course, because they're frozen, they're going to stick a little bit. But try to get as much as you can out of that cup, measuring cup, so you're pretty accurate, but close enough. This is a smelly, stinky job. But I love onions, so to me these smell good. Hubby! He can't stand the smell of onions. And again, I'm just taking my... Remember, clean hands, clean table, clean utensils. You're good to go. Remember, this is food that you're eating. I dropped 2 little pieces. Get as much air out of the baggie. And you're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and continue finishing these out. And then we'll be all set, and we'll bring it back when I bring all of the baggies that I did of all the 3 vegetables. We'll bring you back. Okay, we are totally done. Here is my entire half a day project. Garlic, big chunk punks and extra fine. This, I made so many, and they're in the individual baggies. This is the big chunks. So, let me get all my air out. Make sure you always get all your air out of your bag before you just get ready to seal it. So there's my garlic. These are our little garlic pucks. Garlic pucks. This is the ginger pucks. I got 3. I actually only got 2 little baggies, but you know what? We don't use too much ginger, so I'm good to go with that one. Because as you see in the little photo clip that I'm going to put out as a pop-up, how much garlic, fresh ginger I started with. Here's my little baggies. I think there's 4 baggies in here of the very minced onions, which means they're really mushy, mushy, mushy. And then the half cup of onions, I got 3 baggies of that. And then this whole full bag, I think that's like 7 baggies of 1 cup of diced onions. So, I am pretty pleased with my few hours of work to be able to stock up my freezer. I'm sure this is about a month's worth, if not a little longer. And I've got little pieces. You're always going to have little pieces of onions. So now I got my dishes to do. Put this away in the freezer. And I thank you so much Post in the comments how you preserve your side veggies that we pretty much all of us use anyway on regular cooking. But now you get to save yourself a lot of time during the week. Take care now. Bye-bye. Okay, to the next video.